Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.
Welcome to Kalamazoo Lively Arts, the show that takes you inside Kalamazoo's vibrant, creative community and explores the people who breathe life into the arts. I'm John Koch here at Miller Auditorium. On today's show, we meet a variety of artists leaving their mark in Kalamazoo. Michael Parr, an artist, painter, shows us how he works with students at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. Colleen Rockey gives us the history behind her recently restored mural off the Kalamazoo Mall. And Laura K. Henderson of Queer Theater Kalamazoo gives us a behind the scenes of the QTK Shorts Festival of 2018.
Who is Colleen Rockey?
She's an artist and a free spirit. Even though I've worked in the corporate world for a long time, I still never lost that feeling of doing it a different way, doing it my way.
1974 was a key year for you.
It was, in the sense that I graduated,
yes,
finished my degree, and in that summer after I graduated, I saw a notice up that announced that the city of Kalamazoo was holding a competition for 6 outdoor walls.
Are we looking at a mural?
A mural.
A big mural.
A big mural. They were on a variety of walls in downtown Kalamazoo.
And you were 21.
I was 21. I chose this wall, to the best of my recollection, because it was reachable from the ground. It was 18 feet high by 26 feet wide. So I'm pretty sure that I submitted a 18-inch by 26-inch, which would be about like this, as my submission. And it won the first place and won the award to paint it.
Artist Colleen, I'm ready for a walk around. Here is your work, what, in present day?
Yes, this is the new restoration 2018.
Good. All right, what am I seeing?
Well, you're seeing the completely repainted mural as it existed when it was originally painted in 1974.
So what had to happen? First of all, it had to be painted over.
All the prep work, which was power washing and scraping to get the loose paint off before I could paint on it. Had to prime it before I could paint it. But I had enough of the lines existing so that I would know where each shape was. So I am really very confident that this painting is exactly like it was in 1974.
Why are the dots here? Why are the dots flying up? Was this random? Was this purposeful?
It was purposeful in the sense that I was very interested in how color reacted against each other, what the juxtaposition was like. So I think I wanted to know, how did these red dots look against yellow, and how did they look against blue? And how did this blue dot look behind this blue and this yellow? And if you look at it, you'll see it does kind of change.
Were the colors, I think you said this, the same here as they were in 1974?
They were the exact same paint. The only variance would have been if the one-shot sign paint had changed their formulas, but to my knowledge, this looks exactly like how it was when it was originally painted. I have no photographs from 1974, but then, you know, we didn't have phones. I didn't carry around an Instamatic.
What's it look like now? Is it still there?
From that 1974 competition, it is the only one left. Various reasons why the other ones are down. Either buildings were pulled down, or facades were put up, or just painted over. If you were to have seen it in May, you would have seen a very faded mural and a lot of peeling in the mortar joints.
So it was time for restoration.
It was time for a restoration, or else I was worried that it was going to become such an eyesore that someone would paint over it.
And are you doing this?
For the first 5 days, I did all of that by myself. And then my husband took pity on me. He saw how long it was taking me and thought, you're never going to get this done in a month if I don't come and help you. As a side note, he was my boyfriend in 1974.
Goodness, how many years now?
That was 44 years ago. We've been married 42.
1974, blessed you were here in 2018. Style changed much?
When I look at this mural and I look at what I do today, there are still a lot of the same things going on. There's still a lot of repeated patterns. There's still a lot of vertical movement. There's still oftentimes a horizon line. There's still big blocks of color against small pieces of color. Certainly things have changed, and I like to think that my work has finally matured. But I think today I have added a lot more things like texture and layers, where back in 1974 I was very interested in flat surfaces and solid color. It wouldn't ever have occurred to me to gradate this yellow.
Well accomplished lady.
Thank
Congratulations
you. Thank
again.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about drawing and said to yourself, nah, I can't do that? Well, I'm going to give you a chance to rethink that. We're going to visit with Michael Parr, who's a drawing instructor here at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. Okay, Michael, so how do I start out with a cloud here?
So I've kind of done, this is going to be the direction we're going in, is to teach Kim how to make a cumulus cloud. All right, so I've toned the paper here, and it's a good idea to brush it off to make sure that there's no particles.
Right.
Let's just put this, we'll just put this here, because that's about all we're going to need out of that. And our puffy cloud's going to be right in the middle, let's say. Okay. So if you got one of these kneaded erasers, clouds are like cauliflowers, and they're very puffy and cotton candy-like.
Right.
So just go like this, make some circles. And we're going to get a lot of eraser shavings. And remember what I was telling the students earlier, these kind of clouds are flat bottom. Now you don't have to have a flat bottom, because some clouds don't have flat bottoms.
Okay.
Keep going.
I won't have a flat bottom then.
And when you do your circles, push some of those shavings. Just keep going right over the top of each other. At this stage, you're just getting rid of a lot of the graphite, but not all of it.
Okay.
And
kind of just, it'll be fleshed
we're kind of
out.
waiting for a happy accident. We're trying to make a happy accident happen.
Michael, how did you get started? I mean, when did you realize this is something I like doing?
Oh, back when I was taking piano lessons as a child, and my mom saw all the drawings in the margins of the piano practice book, and she says, I think you need art lessons rather than piano lessons. Although I took a degree to teach and be a high school librarian.
Oh.
But I was coming down here into part-time all my life.
And how old were you at that time?
When I started coming down here, 40. So you don't want all your circles the same side. You want some. Let's take this one and make it real big. Got it?
Now, why do you think the arts are important to Kalamazoo? And why are they important to you?
Like I've told the people at the KIA, when I wasn't teaching here and I was just taking classes, it improves the quality of my life. It's a matter of self-expression and a way to express yourself, to draw and paint. You know, I don't write poetry, but I see beautiful things and I want to try to copy them and put my own spin on it, but visually. Okay, here's a picture of a cloud.
Okay, good.
A lot of times it's hard to think of something freehand.
Right.
I look at clouds a lot. I look at trees a lot. I get in trouble in restaurants. I look at somebody's hairdo a lot, you know. And it helps me when I draw because I've seen these things and I've studied them. So try this, the light touch where you lift up at the end of the stroke, and I'm doing it like this.
Oops. Like that?
Okay. See, that's lesson one, is pencil holding technique. So now bring your flat bottom up into the cloud a little bit.
I'm not a natural.
Yeah, well, you have other strengths.
It does make more sense when you don't think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you just forget what you're doing.
Okay, move your lines up. And move your whole stroke more to the top.
What kind of people take your classes?
Well, I might get a couple high school kids, junior college kids will come over. One of the neat things, when people get hired into Kalamazoo, especially technology and the medicine fields, they'll come up, a lot of them from Europe. They come down here because they want to have something outside of their work, and they start meeting people. I had a retired engineer from Los Alamos. Can you believe it? I had prosecutors, I had drug scientists, from Pfizer here. It kind of blows my mind, I'm like maybe the least educated person in the room.
But you're the teacher.
Yeah, right, well. And then there's just moms, stay-at-home moms that one night a week they need to get out, the kids are young and the husband watches, and they get a chance to express themselves. And so it's everybody. This one's kind of sharp, so you might want to do that one.
And then just go ahead and soften it. Like with that. Wow, that's amazing. Look at it's gone.
Yeah, see now you got a cloud. And it's hard to make things look naturally random.
Yeah.
You just got to be really intuitive.
Well, you're a really good teacher. You really are.
Well,
you have
thank
a
you.
lot of patience.
Thank you.
Especially for a student like me, so
Well,
thanks again.
Here we are downtown Kalamazoo. Right behind me, the First Baptist Church is where the Queer Theater Kalamazoo held its Shorts Festival. We got a sneak peek. Take a look.
At Rise, Chick Van Dyke is preparing products for a beauty demonstration party. The products come out of a shapely case that proudly displays the company name, Very Gay Cosmetics. Party goers.
I directed Stay Where You Are, which was about a gentleman who is working for somebody that he used to experiment with, and then that boss is now sexually harassing him at work. And now he's having to struggle with that and deal with that and set those boundaries down at work about, listen, I know that you're struggling with things with your coming out story, but that's not something that you need to bring into this in an unhealthy way. And then the other one was an older man who lived through the AIDS crisis in the late 80s and early 90s, and he brings home a young man from my generation and asks him to take an HIV test before they hook up. Even with a condom, without a condom, it's important to know your status, so he wants him to take this test because he himself has seen so many people struggle with this disease in a way that's different now, but that we still don't understand the gravity of what that was.
I directed High Cheekbones, which was a play about a transgender female who learned something very interesting at her high school reunion. And I also directed A Mother's Privilege, which is about a daughter letting her parents know that she and her female partner are pregnant. I was very surprised at how quickly people became a cast and how quickly, in Mother's Privilege, the four of them, the mom, dad, daughter, and wife, they came together as a family by the third rehearsal. I believe they were a real family. I believe that they were a real married couple. I believe that the parents were really her parents. It was phenomenal. And in High Cheekbones, it was a similar thing.
Tell me about your Queer Theater Kalamazoo.
QTK is an organization that tries to provide both a safe space in the community as well as a representation of the LGBT community in Kalamazoo and surrounding areas on stage and in our media with our local community. When I grew up, I was in a small town and there was no representation. My master's thesis went along the lines of seeing how media could transform basically a nation, say with Eleanor, Will, and Grace, and people find connections with these characters. So if we could create a space where people of different others can come to see a nice play, it's just fun entertainment, and they happen to meet people, and then, oh, you happen to be LGBT versus seeing that first. So, and to support new works.
What's your space? Where do you, let's just say, perform?
We are at the First Baptist Church. It's a new home. We renovated the basement. It was basically a storage space and just stuff everywhere, and we cleaned everything and are, taking out the ceiling and painting, and we've had a couple of shows here actually. We had our first show in April. We moved in February. So we are continuously renovating, but we will be here at the First Baptist Church on West Michigan Ave for at least a few years.
Here we are on stage where we're going to have a little fun. What are we going to do, Connor?
Well, we're going to play a game that I learned a couple years ago. It's called Yes It Is. So essentially, I have here just a regular bucket, and I'm going to set it in the middle.
Okay.
And we're going to go in and we're going to say, oh, this is a hat. Yes, it is.
Okay, here we go.
All right. It is a laser blaster.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay, next.
It is a djembe drum.
Oh, yes, it is.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Nice. Oh, I have some.
Oh, this is my bucket of seeds for my planting.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
is.
Okay.
Oh.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right. Here we go. This is a puppy that I'm petting.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
So is that easy? Is this called improv?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And is this something you all do?
Yeah, it's a good activity when you're warming up for rehearsals or before a show, and at auditions. It's really fun to do just to see how people think on their feet and interact with different people outside of, say, what they're reading on the scripts.
Come on, Bob, I'm losing the mood.
Well, I'm not.
Then come on.
Please, Andrew, please.
That's more
please,
like it.
please,
No.
please, take the test.
For real, dude, you're like stone cold.
Oh, I would like to show you how hot I can be.
Take the test. I know. And if it's positive, I'm not getting any action then.
You're not getting any now.
I know you have a shorts festival with what, local and national playwrights that bring their work to your organization?
Yeah, we have submissions from all over. We have some local folks from Kalamazoo. One of the playwrights was Shantae Brown. She lives in Detroit now, but she was in Kalamazoo for a while, and she's actually the author of Kalamazoo, which is an episodic theater troupe running from 2010 till now, and QTK picked it up in about 2015. So one of her shorts was featured in the play. In the festival, and we had other playwrights from North Carolina, New York, Illinois, another Michigan playwright. So we're really getting a good reach throughout the nation of people just constantly emailing and thank you for doing this. We had somebody say they're doing a state-by-state guidebook, and they wanted to include QTK as a part of the historical things to know in the United States. So that's really exciting.
This is so fun. I want game number 2. Take it away.
Well, game number 2 is a storytelling game,
Okay.
right? So each of us, this time we do go in order,
Okay.
and we say one word, and it's one word based off of the word right before you.
Oh.
So if I say once,
There
Was
A
time,
and
a
penguin.
who happened,
to waddle.
across.
Kalamazoo.
yep, there we go. Yep. Very simple, we just create a story like that.
Nice. And that's all part of improv, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows where it goes?
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Kalamazoo Lively Arts. Check out today's show and other content at wgvu.org. We leave you tonight with a performance featured in the 2018 Queer Theater Kalamazoo Shorts Festival. I'm John Koch. Have a great night.
So maybe now.
So, Mom, Dad, Jen and I have something to tell you.
I hope you're not getting divorced already. My friends are not nearly done talking about your wedding.
No, Francine, we're very happy.
Of course they are. Just look at them. They glow like runway lights in the night.
Guiding lights? Beacons, maybe?
Yes. I should write that down.
You're right, Dad. We glow because we're pregnant.
Well, how about that? Congratulations, you knocked her up.
Don't be absurd, Henry.
A baby, Franny. Well wishes, well wishes.
Who is having the baby?
We are. You're going to be a grandmother.
Oh, that has not been established yet.
Our daughter is having a baby. That makes us grandparents. Mazel tov.
Okay, you're gonna make me say it. Only one of you can actually be the mother of this baby. And I'm going to lay odds that it's the one without the spiked lemonade. So what, Catherine? You didn't want to be a mother?
That's why we did this.
But you're not the mother, so you're what, the father? I'm just trying to understand. You're the one that told me there was no man in these relationships.
Jesus, Mom, just when I think you're starting to come along. We're both women. We'll both be the mothers. We made this decision together.
And you decided that you wouldn't be pregnant.
Not this time, no.
Why not?
We were worried about the impact of my career.
Oh, well, how nice of you to put it all on Jennifer, just like a man.
Mom!
I promise, Kate will be every bit the parent Henry is.
And I assure you didn't carry any baby.
But you're still the father. Anybody looking at the two of you can see that.
DNA isn't what makes you a parent, Mom. Come on, you were adopted. You know that.
An adopted baby doesn't live in a house with one biological parent. Adoptive parents are on equal ground.
This baby will be bonded with both of us by the time any of that matters.
It will always matter. Who is the father?
I have to know, Jen. Did you actually... I mean, I read this book, and I have this friend at work whose uncle's stepdaughter.
No, Henry, there are some lines lesbians don't cross.
So you used...
The details don't matter.
Of course they do, if it's someone you know. Or did you use one of those catalog things?
You picked an athlete with a perfect SAT score.
Our donor is a dear friend, but he's not going to be involved in raising our child.
A friend. A friend like you.
No, he's a man.
Is he gay?
Yes!
So now I have odds on a gay grandchild. Maybe you should have used a donor.
We thought that it was important that there not be any mystery going forward.
I don't know who my parents are.
Grandma and Grandpa are your parents.
Why do you keep pretending you don't know what I mean?
Kate.
Do you think that just because you're having some magical lesbian baby that the whole world isn't going to stop and ask questions? Do you think my friends are not going to have questions? Oh, do you think this child is not going to have questions? Oh, I'm here to tell you this child will have questions.
I really hope that you just be happy. When I came out, you cried that you would never have any grandchildren. Well, now you're gonna have one. Be happy. We are happy.
I'm happy.
You are naive.
Our eyes are wide open. We just...
Francine, I know you know how much Kate and I love each other because you watched us exchange vows in front of everyone we care about, including you.
It was a beautiful ceremony.
With a kick-ass party after.
All the single ladies, so many dance partners.
People will always be curious when things aren't natural.
Natural? Who gets to decide what...
It's just as obvious to us as it is to everyone else that we can't express our love by conceiving a baby naturally. And know that someday our child may think that we've been selfish or take sides or believe what people have to say about who real mothers are. But today we just want to celebrate this pregnancy and be happy. And we'd be happy if our baby had a family who promised to love him no matter what.
I love you.
Him?
Gonna be a little football player, Dad.
Or maybe a little interior designer.
Would that be so bad?
Are you knocking my taste?
Just your attitude. He's a baby.
I am just the thing.
Henry, well, I don't know what that's about.
Are you okay, Mom?
I'm fine, Katie. I'm a tough broad.
Blanky. But she could never say that. This was Katie's, and now it can be your son's.
You're gonna have your mommy's Geki, Frank.
Frank?
Baby should be named after a tough broad. I think she's speechless.
Please. Oh, I was just thinking how rude I'm being. Jen, can I get you something to eat? Some more lemonade. I don't know where my manners are having you stand out here in the sun. Henry, get her a chair.
I'm okay, Francine.
And maybe something to put her feet on.
I'm fine. You don't need to fuss.
Oh, don't mind me. I worry. It's a grandmother's privilege.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.